A very alarming ending for a narcissist. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Narcissist Exposed channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Today, we're going to delve into a topic that many of you have asked about. How will a narcissist end up? It's a question that's both intriguing and complex, given the enigmatic and often destructive nature of narcissism. Let's dive in and explore the potential outcomes for narcissists as they navigate through life. When we think about narcissists, we often picture someone with an inflated sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy for others, and a constant need for admiration. These traits can make relationships with narcissists challenging and, at times, even toxic. But what happens to narcissists as they go through life? Do they ever change? Do they face consequences for their actions? Or do they continue on their path unchallenged? The answers to these questions are multifaceted and can vary depending on the individual and their circumstances. Firstly, it's important to understand that narcissism exists on a spectrum. Some individuals might exhibit mild narcissistic traits, while others may be diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, a more severe and pervasive condition. Regardless of where they fall on this spectrum, the fundamental characteristics of narcissism, such as grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and a need for validation, tend to remain relatively stable over time. This stability can play a significant role in how a narcissist's life unfolds. One potential outcome for a narcissist is a series of failed relationships. Narcissists often struggle to form and maintain healthy, long-lasting relationships due to their inability to genuinely connect with others. Their need for constant admiration and their tendency to manipulate and exploit those around them can lead to a cycle of relationships that start off intensely but eventually crumble under the weight of their unrealistic demands and lack of empathy. Friends, family members, and romantic partners may eventually distance themselves, leaving the narcissist isolated and alone. This isolation can exacerbate their feelings of emptiness and insecurity, potentially leading to a more profound sense of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. Career-wise, narcissists may experience a mix of success and failure. In the short term, their confidence and charisma can help them climb the corporate ladder and achieve positions of power and influence. However, their inability to work collaboratively, their tendency to take credit for others' work, and their volatile reactions to criticism can create a hostile work environment. Over time, colleagues and subordinates may grow resentful, and the narcissist's reputation can suffer. In some cases, this could lead to professional setbacks or even career derailment. While some narcissists manage to maintain their positions by manipulating those around them, others may find themselves ousted and struggling to regain their former status. Narcissists are also prone to legal and financial troubles. Their sense of entitlement and lack of regard for others' boundaries can lead them to engage in unethical or even illegal activities. This might include fraud, embezzlement, or other forms of financial misconduct. When their actions catch up with them, the consequences can be severe, ranging from legal penalties and financial ruin to damaged reputations that are difficult to recover from. For some, the realization of their vulnerability and the loss of their carefully constructed facade can be devastating. As narcissists age, the consequences of their behavior can become more pronounced. The charm and attractiveness that once helped them manipulate others may fade, making it harder for them to garner the admiration and attention they crave. Aging can also bring about health issues and physical decline, which can be particularly difficult for narcissists to cope with, given their preoccupation with their self-image. The realization that they are no longer able to command the same level of attention and control can lead to increased feelings of bitterness, resentment, and depression. Interestingly, some narcissists may experience a form of what can be described as a narcissistic collapse. This occurs when their grandiose self-image is shattered by significant failures or losses, such as a major career setback, the end of an important relationship, or a public humiliation. In such instances, the narcissist may become withdrawn, despondent, and even more vulnerable to mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. This collapse can be a turning point, but whether it leads to genuine introspection and change is highly variable. Some may seek therapy and begin to address their underlying issues, while others may double down on their narcissistic behaviors in an attempt to regain their sense of control and superiority. Therapy and self-improvement are options for narcissists, but they come with challenges. Narcissists rarely seek therapy on their own because it requires admitting they have a problem, something their grandiose self-image resists. However, those who do engage in therapy, often as a result of a narcissistic collapse or external pressures, can begin to make changes. Therapeutic approaches like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can help them recognize and modify their destructive patterns of thinking and behavior. While significant personality change is difficult, therapy can aid in developing healthier ways to relate to others and build more fulfilling relationships. Despite these possibilities, it's essential to acknowledge that not all narcissists will face dramatic downfalls or life-altering consequences. Some may continue to navigate life relatively unscathed, using their manipulative skills to maintain their social and professional status. They might manage to avoid major repercussions through a combination of luck, charm, and the ability to exploit others. However, even for those who seem to succeed, there is often an underlying sense of dissatisfaction and emptiness that they cannot escape. Their relationships remain superficial, their achievements feel hollow, and their self-esteem remains precariously dependent on external validation. In summary, the future for a narcissist is highly variable and influenced by numerous factors, including the severity of their narcissistic traits, their willingness to seek help, and the extent to which they face the natural consequences of their behavior. While some may experience significant downfalls and personal crises, others might continue their lives with a semblance of success, but a profound lack of genuine fulfillment and connection. The path of a narcissist is often marked by a perpetual struggle to maintain their grandiose self-image amidst the inevitable challenges and changes of life. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of our community. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from it. And remember to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions and content. We truly appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay informed, stay empowered, and take care. The mistakes of narcissists who make God angry with him and give him a curse. Hello, wonderful viewers. I'm thrilled to be back, and today's video is truly special. Just thinking about it brings a smile to my face. Why, you ask? Because the narcissist made a colossal blunder. They underestimated you. Yes, my friends, they failed to grasp the extent of your power, and we're about to dive into the delightful details. Get comfortable, grab a snack, and let's explore. So, how did they make this mistake? Well, they erroneously believed they could control and manipulate you indefinitely. They thought you'd keep falling for their toxic tactics, the gaslighting, the mind games. But oh, what a massive mistake on their part. Did they not realize your intuition and sharp insight? Gradually, you exposed their true nature, And not only did you recognize it, but you also put a decisive stop to it. Let's be clear. The narcissist invested time and effort trying to deceive and undermine you. But now you stand tall with boundaries, standards, and clarity. No more being taken for granted. You're no longer a victim. You've reclaimed your power. The narcissist underestimated your strength, unable to fathom the lengths you'd go to restore your well-being and dignity. Today, we're celebrating that strength, the power within each of us. So, let's raise our spirits high and revel in this joyful video together. Your power and knowledge should never be underestimated. Did the narcissist not realize they were playing with fire by messing with you? Oh, how clueless they were, thinking they could play their games forever, manipulating and abusing you on every level. They took so much from you, left you feeling worthless, small, and insignificant. Do they genuinely believe they can get away with this? Certainly not. Allow me to share a truth. Throughout the entire time, they projected their insecurities, flaws, and shortcomings onto you, as if engaging in a twisted game with the sole rule being to take everything you possess. However, both you and I know this assumption lacks factual support. You, with your intuitive understanding, perceived the truth and steadfastly refused to buy into their lies. We've all faced trauma and challenges, yet you always sensed something was amiss with this individual. From the very beginning, your intuition whispered to you, though doubts occasionally crept in, questioning, "Am I overthinking this? Maybe they're not so bad." Nevertheless, your intuition remained a constant companion, planting the seed of knowledge within you. It illuminated the fact that despite outward appearances, something wasn't right. You maintained keen observation, witnessing every occurrence and experiencing the accompanying negative emotions. Your engagement with yourself and synchronization with your emotions were truly remarkable. Remember this: navigating the twists and turns of life is possible only by relying on your inherent wisdom and intuition. The audacity of the narcissist led them to believe they could perpetuate their entitled and distorted ways without facing consequences. They assumed you were too naive to discern their subtle manipulation, viewing your emotions as a mere tool for their exploitation. A clever illusion meant to convince you of your supposed feebleness. It was all just a game to them. They distorted reality, weaving a deceptive web of lies and twisted narratives, arrogantly confident that everyone could be brainwashed like them. Immersed in an alternate fantasy world, they tirelessly worked to manipulate your emotions, pushing you to a point where distinguishing truth from their lies became nearly impossible, and their version of reality felt like your own. However, their critical mistake lay in underestimating your strength and knowledge. You were not a pawn in their twisted games. With your intuition and inner wisdom, you comprehended their actions, recognizing the menacing nature of their behavior and its impact on you. Despite their belief that they could control and diminish you, you stood firm, refusing to let them undermine your worth and destroy your confidence. What the narcissist failed to grasp was that they were projecting their flaws and insecurities onto you, and their illusions crumbled in the face of your intuition and inner understanding. Despite the trauma and challenges, you remain resolute and connected to yourself. You acknowledge that the narcissist's actions were unacceptable, and you vow never to tolerate such mistreatment again. Guided by your inner power and wisdom, you continue to live in your truth. Stand tall in that knowledge, understanding that nothing can diminish your inherent power or worth. The narcissist's arrogance knew no bounds as they presumptuously believed you would forever remain oblivious to their manipulative tactics. They saw your emotions as an easy target, assuming they could effortlessly mold and distort you to suit their desires. Living dangerously on the precipice between fantasy and reality, They wove a perilous web of lies, anticipating your compliance with their distorted way of life. Their relentless efforts aim to bend and warp the truth, coercing you to adopt their skewed perspective. Initially, their manipulations took hold, but deep within, you sensed the wrongdoing of their actions. The narcissist believed they had successfully broken you, trapping you within their manipulative web indefinitely. However, they couldn't have been more mistaken. Their constraints did not stifle your capacity to heal, grow, and emerge stronger after enduring such torment. You surpassed their expectations. They assumed that analysis alone constituted true healing, but little did they realize that genuine recovery stemmed from self-awareness and self-actualization. It necessitated revisiting, reassessing, and reconstructing everything in your mind, free from the confines of their distorted fantasy world and grounded in the harsh realities of life. Their love for the fantasy world blinded them to the possibility of true healing as they recoiled from confronting the reality of their twisted personalities. For them, living engrossed in the world they created was the only way to exist, perpetuating a cycle devoid of genuine self-awareness and growth. You, however, refused to let their delusions dictate your life. Utilizing your inner strength and wisdom, you liberated yourself, not only surviving but thriving. While the narcissist remains ensnared in their own illusions, you flourish and grow in ways beyond their comprehension. The narcissist remains stagnant, unchanging, and non-evolving. Like a predictable clock, they repeat the same behaviors, recycle experiences, and manipulate different individuals in a never-ending cycle. They lack genuine connection with themselves and others, instead inhabiting a separate reality constructed upon an inherent need for control and domination. When they subject their victims to their twisted ways, they realize a crucial element. They need their victims to immerse themselves in a fantasy world. Night and day, they toil to ensure that their victims never escape this illusion, employing the basics of brainwashing. Continuous lies, the fabrication of alternate realities, and a calculated effort to prevent the truth from emerging define their manipulative tactics. You might question the motivation behind such harm. It's simple. They don't want you to leave. Their aim is to maintain power over you, keeping you perpetually around. In their strategic mindset, trapping you means securing a continuous supply of your validation and attention. They have no intention of relinquishing their grip. Once they have you where they want you, the idea of seeking new individuals loses its appeal. Their malevolent scheme aims to keep you entranced and under their control. However, you've broken free. You exude strength, power, and wisdom, impervious to any narcissist's attempts to breach your resilience. Your life is unbound by their manipulative chains, limitless in potential, while they remain confined in their self-created hell. The narcissist is aware that they cannot indefinitely retain you in their subterfuge. They understand that, eventually, you and other victims will discern their distorted methods and acknowledge a fundamental flaw in their character, that something is seriously amiss. In response, they craft schemes and plots, utilizing every available tool to ensnare you in their dark and twisted fantasy realm. They believe that prolonging a person's stay